Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. It's Monday, at the start of a new week, and a pretty big week for Newcastle United. As they say, the business end of the season, 2 games to go. You know, Europe is ours, if we want it. Game against Brighton, bit of a letdown. I mean, the day was fantastic. I'm sunburnt to hell waking up this morning. Had a great day in the sun before the game. You think we would have won? The way some of the Geordies were out after the games, following the sunshine around town. Great day. Just couldn't get the win. And look, I've said this already in my video. I don't think we necessarily played badly. I just think we weren't quite there. I think Brighton had our number. And you just look at some of the performances. Isak obviously came out early, praying that he is available for the big game against Manchester United on Wednesday night, and then Brentford this weekend. You look at Murphy. Murphy was, I seen a stat earlier this week that he's third most expected assists per minute in the league. Fairness, Murphy hasn't played loads of minutes, and he got like 2 or 3 assists against Burnley, so I think that's propping him up a little bit. He couldn't hit a blinking barn door if he tried at the weekend. There was just things weren't clicking. In fairness, though, likes of Lewis Hall actually played really well. Bruno was, trying to win it for himself as always. Lap of honour. Bruno's, at the back behind, getting a few people talking on why is he upset. I just think it's Bruno, to be honest. Some people are saying that is, Bruno getting upset because he's potentially leaving this summer. Maybe it's because I've just got me rose-tinted glasses on, but I'm not reading into that. I just think it was a big opportunity to get those 3 points. Manchester United lost against Arsenal, Chelsea playing in the next few days as well. That was a big chance for us, and we didn't take it. And now we need to go and prove what we can do in the last 2 games. And it's Europe, it's what we want to see. I want to see the continuous progression of what we're trying to achieve with this football club, whether it's Europa and whether it ends up being Conference League, or even back in January you would have ripped both your arms off for either. So hopefully we can get it done to continue progressing the current squad. But I think it's a big thing to a couple of those players I've just mentioned. Bruno, if we end up with nothing this season, is that want to keep Bruno forever, don't we? But there's always going to be links, there's always going to be teams interested, and if we don't do it, is that the moment when he goes, well, actually I was going to stay for a few more years but without any European football, and then everyone's sniffing around Isak as well. It'll all be fine. They'll stay forever, I'm sure. But in terms of going out and getting players this summer window as well, that is, we saw it last season with Champions League, bringing in players. It just gives you that status, and having some European football will definitely help us out this summer window. But if it's believed to be true, Newcastle looked like they could well be very close to signing 2 players before we've even hit the summer window. And not just signing 2 players on a free. That's right, lots of conversation back and forward about the 2 players that are, in fairness, heavily linked with Newcastle, but other links to other teams, not just in England, but all over Europe. It is Lloyd Kelly and Tosin from Fulham. Both similar ages, 25 Kelly, Tosin 26 years old. Kelly's contract is about to end at Bournemouth. Tosin's contract is about to end at Fulham. Now, the reports as of last week or so, Kelly was a player that Newcastle were very, very interested in, to the point where it was reported Newcastle had actually verbally agreed that Kelly would come to the Toon, and that talks have taken place. I think it was the Daily Mail who said that talks are very much underway. And that's the thing, despite the fact of being free, as I've said already, nothing's free, nothing's ever free. There's always something to be done, and it's understood that Kelly's, trying to get probably what he's worth. And look, it's probably not just Newcastle who are putting a package on the table to say come and play for us. He's probably got offers from various different clubs, and if we're not having to pay the club a 10, 15, 20 million, whatever it would be, had he have still been under contract at Bournemouth, he's going, well, fair enough, I'm not asking for full 25 million, but you probably would have paid us 40, 50 grand a week. Well, now I want 70 or even 80, and in terms of Newcastle and how that's paid, it's not a big fee up front. It will be paid over time, every month or every week, as they say, across his contract with us. So it's something that we can balance on, but it's still more money. And it's no doubt he wants a signing on fee, an agent fee, and as I joked on last time, get his, I think it was Gaza, get me mum and dad a house and me mum a sunbed and all that. Like, I reckon he's probably saying it and probably seeing where he can get to. But what I really hope, and what's been reported, is that Kelly was made, according to Fabrizio Romano, a priority for Newcastle, having been approved by Eddie Howe as a player he would like to join the club, and that Newcastle are optimistic in the hope that we will bring him in very early doors this summer, which again is important because in a summer where we've got the Euros, we've got tournaments, players are here, there and everywhere, to have something done fast is rare. Not just in a summer where there's tournaments and players are all over the place, but just generally. It's very rare these days that transfers can be done quickly. And as we've had many times in the last few seasons since the takeover, it's been, at the point of reports on, yep, they've done it, they're signed, they're happy, and then we've still had to wait like a month and a half before it actually gets announced. And I think that's just how long it takes now, because there is so many ticks, so many T's to cross and I's to dot, that even after a reported verbal agreement with a Kelly could still take some time. But if we could literally, walk through that summer window, not January, God, where am I? Walk through that summer transfer window doorway, and Kelly's waiting to shake our hand and say, let's go. That would be huge. And if you thought one centre-back would be good, why not two? Because it's also being reported today that Newcastle are very much in talks with the Fulham defender Tosin. Eddie Howe, it's understood that is very interested in Tosin. It's almost made out to be that the club pushed Kelly very, very quickly because he was available, and that Eddie Howe's gone yes. It's kind of written more that Eddie Howe is actually the one who's pushing for the Tosin deal as well, and reported by I think it was, again, the Daily Mail, that Newcastle actually put package offer to the Fulham defender this weekend. So it's very much thought that Newcastle are in talks with both and are in pole position to potentially bring both defenders in. It's written in the way, or reported in the way, that Kelly seems to be far more down the line than maybe the Tosin one is, and I think that's possibly because he seems to have attracted a lot more interest. There's teams all over Europe, there's Premier League teams, European teams, all have their eye on this guy, and that's why nothing's done until it's ever done, and I think that's because he's probably doing the same thing. The fact that we've put an offer on the table at the weekend, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few more offers coming in from a few other different places that he wants to try and barter on. And can you blame him? I'll barter down the market for a £5 t-shirt. He's about to sign a 3, 4, 5 year deal with a football club. I'm very sure that he will be trying his hardest to make sure he definitely gets the money. But as I say, it's reported that Eddie Howe is very keen on the Fulham defender. Now, I guess the question is, how realistic is it that we sign them both? Because I tell you what, it's a position that we've got 2 big injuries in. To have that flexibility so early, not just for the season ahead, but for the rest of the summer window. Because we talk about players that we want to go out and buy this summer, invest in the squad this summer, potentially move players out by having players to come in. As we say, there's no point of going around the dressing room and going, yeah, you out, you out, you out, and then going, who should we buy? Oh, well, actually, we've got not as much money in the pot as we thought we had, and we can't do much about it. So if we can bring in 2 centre-backs like that immediately brings in depth, it immediately brings in competition, and it means that a very important position that we have to fill this summer window is done. We can then go out and have those probably longer, more drawn-out conversations over the likes of a new striker, a new right winger, players that will probably come with a big cost and will come at an even longer time to get them in. What we don't want is to spend all summer having those conversations on strikers, right wingers, very exciting players that we want to see come in. Not this, I wouldn't say that Kelly and Tosin aren't exciting, but they're gonna do what we need. Elise, those kind of guys, those are the ones that are the big names. We don't want to do all of that and then go, oh, hang on, how long's left till the season starts? 2 weeks, and we still haven't got a centre-back in. We've now got to probably go and spend some big money. To have a player without a cost early just sets us up. I mean, the reality of getting both in Look, I'll take them both right now if you put it on the table, but it'll be interesting to see how them two players react, because they want to come in and know they're going to get a game and they're going to play football. And don't get me wrong, Botman will be back. Shaw's getting older, Burns getting older, and if Eddie Howe can sell the dream like he did to Livermento, look, Trippier's in there, but you will get your chances and you will grow into this side. Does Newcastle look at a Kelly and a Tosin as a future of the club, or are they looking at it, right, we'll need them right now, or a bit of both? You know, it's because I would say that if we signed one straight away, the other one might go, oh, well, you know, actually, you already do have quite a lot of centre-backs. You've got Botman and Lascelles returning not before long. You're going to have like 7 centre-backs. Do I want to get involved in that competition when I could potentially go somewhere else and immediately get a first-team place? So Newcastle have to be careful how they do it, because you run the risk of getting neither. That if you try and balance it out, you have to be very honest and open from the front and say, look, we are trying to sign players in that position, but you will have your chance, you will have your opportunity. And if we can nail both, that's great. But I would definitely say getting one in would still free us up. You know, get one in, but we're done. That is Tosin or Kelly and Shaw. Or Burn, you know, at playing centre-back. That's not a bad three to have, with the Lascelles and Botman to hopefully come back in a few months' time, and a Crafty kind of in the wings. To have both would be fantastic, but as I say, one would put us in a fantastic place. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is there either that you prefer? Do you see this going to plan and Newcastle walk into the summer window with 2 new free centre-backs, or are we running it too close, and could it actually, you know, end up being a situation where maybe one gets in and then the other one goes, oh, hang on, I want to get my first team football. You know what, Eddie Howe has his way with like the likes of a Hall, who hasn't played all season, Livermento behind Trippier. Can he work his magic with these two as well? You let me know down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Lots to look forward to over the next week for Newcastle United. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to do so. Manchester United away on Wednesday. Tell you what, there's no reason we can't go there and do it. It won't be easy, but yeah, maybe I'm feeling a bit pumped for it now. Maybe I wasn't straight after the Brighton game, like, I must be honest. And then a big one against Brentford to finish it all off this season before hopefully one of these two walks through the door, or maybe both. We will have to wait and see. Thank you for watching as always, guys. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already to the channel. Loads of videos coming over the next few weeks for the end of the season, start of the summer, Australia to it's all going on. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.